Good morning, everyone. It's a gorgeous day here in Plymouth, Massachusetts. This may or may not be my last day on this little holiday, weekend holiday before we go back down south. I've been going back and forth. Do I want to drive out to the end of Cape Cod? I did it a long time ago. And then before that, I had an aunt and uncle that lived in Hyannis. They owned a motel there. So I've been there a couple of times, but I've never videoed it, and I have very few photographs from there. So I've gone back and forth. I did a lot of the Plymouth things yesterday, and I finally decided, yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and do it. We might as well do it. The forecast for the next few days doesn't look real good, so I'm going to probably head back to the Saratoga area and kind of hang out there for a while until they work on the van. And so in case y'all have never been this way, it's quite pretty. A lot of sand dunes toward the end. A lot of old northeastern northeast towns in Massachusetts. So let's go ahead and give it a bounce here. We're starting off from the beach, the Plymouth Beach. Long Beach, I think is what it's called, Plymouth Long Beach. And I love this spot. This spot is so cool. I really, really liked my time here. Never been to Plymouth before this year. And this has been really, really fun. Got to see a lot, got to do some stuff. And so we're gonna take a hike here. Once we finish playing Dodge the Pothole. That's the one thing about this beach, is there's a lot of potholes. One of the cool things that I saw that we didn't really get on film is that they're allowed to ride horses out here along the beach, which I thought was really neat. But I didn't get to photograph it. So we're gonna go through part of Plymouth. Like I said, we're playing Dodge the Pothole. It's about an hour and a half, I guess, from what Google says, out, and we are starting at about 1:45 in the afternoon, and this is the 22nd of September. And it's a Monday, so I'm not quite sure what kind of traffic we're going to get into. But we will see. We shall see. In case you're wondering, the Plymouth Village, Plymouth Patuxent museums, they are right here on the left, right across from the beach, which makes it really, really convenient if you want to come and spend a weekend. It's really cool. I will tell you that you will, if you want to see a lot of the stuff in Plymouth, it will take you at least 2 days to do it. At least. Probably the best way to do it is to do a weekend, and maybe a long weekend. Interesting. Interesting. That was interesting. They're working on the road and they have police officers out. I guess. So this is, I love this town. I just fell in love with this town, this area. I love the beach. I love the ocean being so close. It just, the houses are all really pretty. Probably very expensive too, but, that's the way it goes these days. I just think it's so typical, New England. Wow. Trees haven't started turning here either, really. Oh, a little bit. I see a little bit up here. Turn left onto Sandwich. The main part of town is just ahead. Keep going about another mile and a half, and you'll get to the main part of town where the harbor is, where the Mayflower is. It's not very far. You could certainly rent a place or rent a hotel room for a few days and bike it, do it all on a bicycle, if that's your thing. Cute dog with his head out the window. One thing I will say, and I don't mean any disrespect to any particular person, but one thing I will say is, of all the states that I've driven in, I do have to say I think the Massachusetts drivers are probably the most impatient and, rude. There, I said it. I think they're rude. Especially when they, if they're behind somebody that has plates that may not be from Massachusetts. You're taught to be understanding and know that not everybody is familiar, even if they have the same plates that of the state that you're driving in. Not everybody's familiar with the roads, and it really it begs that you be a little bit more, shall we say, understanding. The people here, basically the people here have been absolutely terrific. But I have to say that when some of them get behind the wheel, they're just not the same people. I think this is Adobe. Going on to South Street. South Street, which goes into town. Let's see. One thing is, it is a bit confusing in here. The streets are a bit confusing, so. Definitely a little bit of a pretzel sometimes. Some of these areas are definitely a bit of a pretzel. Big solar farm on the right. Okay, we're heading south on Route 3. South to the Cape. This is really boring. I don't know how much. I really don't know how much of this I'm gonna film because put on a video, because this is really boring. This is definitely not the way that I came in all those years ago. So we're walking along we're going to walk down to the shore. Race Point facility improvements coming soon. Wow. And there's signs that are telling you to stay off the dunes. Just like Florida. Whoa. Sand is hard to walk through. It's against the law to feed, touch, or intentionally disturb wildlife. I need to get back. So Cape Cod National Seashore, Race Point Beach, information, and those are all the rules. And if you look, it shows you all of the different points down. Among the safety precautions, great white sharks live in these waters and prey on seals. Avoid swimming near seals. Cape Cod National Seashore wildlife information. Shorebirds, seals. Pets must be leashed. They are welcome, but they have to be leashed. Beach information. So we're going down. This is the pathway down to the beach. They have a nice mat on it. Great white sharks hunt seals in shallow water at this beach. People have been seriously injured and killed by great white sharks along this coastline. Yeah. And we're entering peak activity, looks like. Interesting. Gentle reminder for anybody who wants to come up here and go swimming. Another sign, vegetation here grows by the inch but dies by the foot. Human trampling kills vegetation and harms wildlife. Please stay off this area to help protect this sensitive habitat. It's just like Florida. Same warnings. The piping plover, once common, this small sand-colored shorebird, historically nests on the many miles of undisturbed sandy beaches of the Atlantic coast. Human demand for these areas, however, has led to drastic reduction in suitable habitat for the bird and thus its numbers. I think those are the same birds that we saw on Plymouth Beach. I'm not sure, but I think they're the same birds we saw on Plymouth Beach. Wow. Look at this. This is cool. Looking for dark shadows out in the water. One of my friends used to be a surfer in Florida. He used to tell me, he said, you're never further than 5 feet away from a shark. Of course, he meant that it could have been a small shark, a baby shark. But he used to say you're never more than 5 feet away from a shark when you're in the ocean. Very cool. cool. Wow. Yay! Whoa! Got my feet wet in one of the most eastern parts of the United States. Race Point.
Feel the sea breeze, morning light, whispers of the waves. Sand so soft beneath our toes, blue horizon glows. Oh, the ocean calls us in, crashing waves and salty skin. Listen close to nature's song, where the waves belong.
Keeping an eye out for the seals that went by.
Footprints fading with the tide.
There's a fishing trawler out there.
Oh, the ocean calls us in, crashing waves and salty skin.
There's some seals. Look at this pod of seals. There they go. So we're pulling out of Race Point, the Cape Cod National Seashore. Saw lots of seals, no sharks, but I'm sure they're out there. I am absolutely sure they're out there. This has been fun. I'm glad I did this. So we're going to head into the sun, unfortunately, for a little bit. Figures he's from Florida. So, like I was saying, we're going to head into the sun. I'd love to take you through Provencetown, because there's another highway that doesn't take you through anything. Exit this way. Exit this way. And I'm going to let it roll while we get through there. Very cool. This is just really, really cool. I'm glad I came out. I wasn't going to. And when I started out, when we started out, from Route 3, we got onto Route 6. It got looking a little depressing because it did not look like, it just didn't look like it was going to be that interesting. I think we go this way. I'm not sure, honestly. I don't remember the way we came. Pine scrub. This reminds me an awful lot of Florida. And some parts of California. Yeah, definitely some parts of California, but the pines remind me of Florida. There's lots of places you can drive to, and then there is, what is it, over sand access, but you have to have a permit. Route 6, I think Herring Cove Beach. I think this is the way we came. Yeah, I think this is the way we came. Because I didn't want to go up I wanted to go through Provencetown. And I think this takes you through Provencetown. You get a little bit look at more of the sand dunes. I'm not sure I'd want to take anything on the sand dunes, though. I've always been afraid of getting stuck. Unfortunately, once we get turned this way, we should be out of the sun. that's better. That's a little better. I'd like to take you through some of these little small towns. They're really cool. Yeah, this is the way we came in. This is all part of the National Seashore. A lot of bikers. A lot of people on bikes. Dogs are allowed, but they want them on leashes. It is dog friendly. Please pick up after your dog. Not sure what time the beach closes. I'll have to look that up. There are lots of places to pull over. Lots of places. I'm not quite sure how you get in there though. That's pretty cool. Definitely not sure how you get in there. Oh, okay, Herring Cove Beach. That's how you get in there. To the right. Very cool. This should be Route 6. Or it's 6A. It's one or the other. Slow down to get by the biker. Film as long as we've got light. light enough to film. I would like to take you through Provencetown. That is really cute. Reminds me a lot of Key West. Left. West, Provencetown. We're gonna go because they're waiting. So this is Provencetown. I'm wondering how many of these people live here year-round. Because it can get mighty brutal here. The nor'easters that come in here, I'm sure can get pretty brutal. But it looks like a lot of people do live here year-round. Because this is after the season. You got to remember, this is after Labor Day, and there's a lot of people here still. It definitely reminds me of Key West. It's very cute. A lot of little shops. Move, bumpy road. Bumpy road. I like this little town. It's very quirky. Reminds me a little bit of St. Augustine too, except the houses are different. Very New England. A lot of pride flags. It has been such a beautiful weekend. I hate to go back, but it's getting cold and winter's coming. And it's time to be thinking about heading west. The pride flags. Nothing wrong with pride flags. Or the people that fly them. Very cool. You can see the bay over there. Definitely Cape Cod. You do still see, especially once you get a little further out, you do still see a lot of older, shall we say, less affable, less affluent places. There's license plates from all over. Tiny little houses too. Little houses. This is cool. They got little golf carts taking people places. Flowers in that garden. Wow. I do like this town. I really do like this town. I think that would be a good way to make money. To get a little golf cart that's streetwise, that you can run on the street and take people back and forth. And And then just have a tip jar. Don't charge anybody anything, just have a tip jar. I think that would be cool. Ah, look at the right. Look at the bay on the right. Isn't that cool? That is so cool. It definitely reminds me of Florida and Key West, which may be why I like it, because I really do like Florida. I won't go back, not as long as things are the way they are, but I really do like Florida. Said, this has been a great little weekend, long weekend, but it's been a great one. Had a good time. I learned some things. Got to stand on some of the ground that one of my ancestors stood on. It's definitely something that you got to think about for the, where you came from. Entering Truro, 1709. Wow. Established 1709. This is an early one. Early one. As we come out of Provencetown and we come out into these more off. Out of Provencetown, let's put it that way. As we come out of there, you're going to start seeing houses that are a little less affluent. But I guarantee you they're probably still extremely expensive for most people. I could definitely go with this. Yeah, as you can see on the right and left, well, these are, I don't know if they're rental cottages. No, they're private says private residences. All mixed. You got big houses next to little houses. Very bohemian, and I like I like that feel where you've got a mix of different kinds, and you know, I think you can still afford maybe a garage. Don't know if you can afford the whole house, but you might be able to afford the garage. Reminds me of Florida. These are little private residences too on the right and on the left. Much less affluent. Tiny homes. I think that's a hotel, or a hotel on the left. I think that may be condos on the right. We're heading out into the less, it wouldn't be suburbs, but it would be like more rural part. A lot of those little home things. Tiny homes. This is 6A, in case you're asking. Six is to the left of us, and it's more of a highway, much more boring. Now we're back out into the country. You wouldn't really expect this from the Cape if you haven't been here. that it's kind of like this. There's quite a bit of area that is not developed. Vineyards. They got vineyards out here. Wow. I'm impressed. I am definitely impressed. Now this is 6, so we are back on 6. And this is the road we came in on. So we'll get you through here and then we'll see, because it gets boring after here. It's boring after this town. Find out where Misha lives. I think she may be in Boston, but I'm pretty sure she's still in Massachusetts. And I'm not even sure what she does. Daryl I haven't heard from in years. Last I knew, he was in California. You go here in a little bit. Coming into another town. Movies cargo. Wellfleet. This is the town of Wellfleet. Still heading west on Route 6. Wellfleet Center Harbor. Let's see what the gas is here. $3.39 for regular here. That's not too bad when you consider what it is in other places. $3.23 at Cumberland. We're heading back out up onto the highway, so we probably will let you go here for a while until I see something worth filming. Just got off of 6 onto 6A, which I think is the original road that we came in on, oh God, all those years ago. This is the one that takes you through the tiny little towns, the cute little towns. .6A West. Rather than staying on that highway, that old ugly highway. But we are going to be heading into the sun, so that's not a good thing, but the sun's going to go down here in a little bit, so this is the more scenic route. up some windows so that we can hear. This is cool. I like these old roads. I'm really not fond of highways unless I gotta get someplace fast. And I don't really have to get someplace fast. Wow. Somebody's got horses in here. That's amazing. Sorry about the sun, but it can't be helped. Nickerson State Park, next left. Camp there too. Return a little, that should help. Cape Cod Rail Trail. Interesting. Very interesting. Expect delays. Millstone construction project. Greenhouse on the left. This is bigger than I thought, bigger than I remembered. Mansion at Ocean Ridge. Wow, isn't that pretty? A lot of money in here, guys. Brewster Farms. Town of Brewster. Hopkins House. You noticing a theme here? There's a lot of Mayflower passenger names in here. Arboretum, that's cute. Yeah, this is much nicer than the, I mean, even with the sun, it's much nicer than regular Route 6. This this actually goes through towns. And it still hooks up with Route 3 somewhere. This is kind of a cute little town. Probably very expensive. As I imagine all of the towns on Cape Cod are expensive. These are just really cool little houses. Uncle Pete's Chowder House. Uncle Pete must have made a mean chowder. Harwich Center. Oh, this is cute too. Oh my goodness, this is cute. Can you run out of acronyms to call little towns in Cape Cod? Wow, this is definitely cute. If Misha still lives here, I can see why. Definitely cute. Definitely got personality. Much of this is pretty in the winter, even though I don't like snow. How much of this is really pretty in the winter? Shop. Country Village Shops. Dickerson Gallery. When the sunlight shines like that, it's hard to keep it on the road. Oh, this is cool. A salt meadow. There's a museum, Cape Cod Museum of Natural History. Interesting. Cottages. Very cool. Very cool. House, interior design. Whoa, isn't that pretty? I wonder if this is what Long Island looks like in places. I just never wanted to go to Long Island. But they tell me out at the end, it's pretty woodsy. Count pottery. A couple places for sale on the left. It's very pretty. I'd love to have half the money for a quarter of one of these houses. Wow. I'd love to have, oh my goodness. Hey, you know, sometimes when you gotta take a detour, you gotta take a detour. This is the town of Dennis. And then we're gonna take the detour this way. Old Bass River Road. Corner of Yum. Interesting. All kinds of cool things. East on 6A. We're back on the road again. No, I want to go west on 6A. I want to go west on 6A, so we need to turn around. I need to turn around.